guys, it's Kristen and Bethany here, and today we're going to be talking about standing strong in the face of peer pressure. Peer pressure is something that we all face. I don't care if you are 13 or if you are 55, because peer pressure is simply peers, the people around you, your friends, your family, and it's that pressure you feel when you need to conform to an idea or an activity or just something around you, whether it's pressure to go to a certain movie when you're like, actually, I don't really want to go to that movie because I don't really believe in its message or feel like it would be a good idea, but all of your friends are going or all of your family is going and you feel that pressure. Or what about like if all of your friends, they're like, yeah, we all have dates to the prom, and you're like, I don't, and I need to go after a guy. You feel that pressure. You know what we're talking about. Or if you're like a young mom and you're like, all of the young moms have this certain stroller, or they can all afford to go out for brunch on, multiple times during the week. And you're like, we're on the Dave Ramsey budget and we can't go anywhere. I've got and you're thinking like, but what am I going to do? I need to be there. And so that feeling. I've felt that where I'm like, all my friends are doing this and I am the only one going in this direction. And it's hard. It can be so difficult. And often that very pressure we feel can drive us to act and behave in ways that we know are not honoring to God, that we know are not pleasing to God. And sometimes it can be very drastic and big decisions that can literally be life altering. Even sometimes depending on who you marry, or, whether it even comes down to like drugs and alcohol or having sex before marriage, things where you're like, I do not believe this is the right thing, but I feel this pressure and I'm going to give in because I don't want to look bad in front of my friends, or I don't want to be the oddball. And so we know this is a big topic. And with so many of us going back to school or starting new jobs, we're going to be around new peers. We're going to be making new friends. And so we need to think ahead and plan for what are we going to do when we are in that situation. So you mentioned a few things of what peer pressure could look like, but let's dig in a little more. And I want you, as I read these, to really ask yourself, have I faced any of these? And if not, you may be facing some of these in this new coming season. Have you ever felt this pressure where someone says, come on, just try a little beer. It's not going to kill you. Or everyone is going to the party. Don't be a sissy. Just kind of that subtle negative where you feel like, oh, I'm wrong if I don't go along with everyone. Or you don't have a boyfriend? Lame. Why don't you cuss like everyone else? Even just questions that people ask us, like, why don't you do this? Can often feel like, oh no, weird. I'm not doing this. I'm weird. Maybe I should start doing this. Or it's okay to tell a white lie every now and then. Maybe in the workplace, maybe at school, you feel that pressure just to lie a little bit. Or what? You bought that at a thrift store? I would never shop there. Or last one, look, if you love your boyfriend, it's okay to sleep with them. And these are common, subtle little things. They're not huge, like, oh, these big things coming at you. They're just often subtle comments that we hear from people, even on social media, even online. And we just feel like, okay, if I don't do this, I'm weird. They're going to think I'm weird. And so that really leads us to ask the question, why do we give into peer pressure as we're feeling these things, as we're receiving these messages? What is at the root of it? Why are we giving in? And so often it can be simple things like we just want to look cool in front of our friends. We want our friends around us to think, whoa, she's really cool. And I have been there. I have totally felt that. Yes. And even now it can still be a struggle. Even as you get married and get older, like you want to be cool to other people.
You don't want to be weird.
Or maybe we give into peer pressure because we want to be popular. As you look around, you see, wow, if I gave into these things, if I went along with the crowd, if I did this, then I would be more popular because more people would think I'm cool and they would like me. Or maybe you give into peer pressure because you want certain people to like you. And I have felt this. You're like, I want that girl to think I'm really cool, or I want that guy to think I'm really cool. And so I'm going to give into this. Or you just want to fit in and be accepted, right? I mean, hello. Yes. As Christians, we don't exactly fit into a lot of the societal norms, the pressure, the current really where society is going. And so as Christians, we might feel like, oh, like I don't want to have these standards or even things that the Bible is calling me to.
You just don't want to stand
out.
Is
calling me to. I don't want to stand out. I don't want to look weird in the eyes of others. Or just last but not least, maybe you give into peer pressure, even with family, because you feel like if I did this, maybe they would love me a little more. Maybe my friends would love me a little more if I gave in. And so those are just a few of the reasons, the underlying reasons for why any of us may give into peer pressure. And for you, we really want to encourage you to stop and think, as I'm giving into peer pressure, as I'm feeling this pressure, what's at the heart of it? Why do I feel tempted to want to give into this?
The bottom line of all of this is really this. We all give into negative peer pressure because we would rather please our friends over pleasing God. When you really think about it, like for me, when I gave into negative peer pressure, what was in my brain, what was in my heart, it was this fact like, I would rather be accepted and approved by you than stand before God and say, God, yes, I am doing this because I want to honor you. I was like, no, like I want to be accepted. I want to please my friends and look good in their eyes rather than obeying God. And if you really dig down and think about a time where you gave into negative peer pressure, what was at the root of your heart? Was it like, God, I want to please you, I want to honor you? Or was it giving in because you wanted to please your friends? The Bible tells us, though, that it is so much more important to care about what God thinks more than what other people think. Acts 5:29, write that down, memorize it. Acts 5:29 says this: Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than man. So the next time you are faced with negative peer pressure, go back to Acts 5:29 and say, am I desiring to obey God rather than man? Because if I am ultimately desiring to obey God, and that's what God wants for me, then that's going to really alter the decisions I make. That's going to change the decisions I make, because I will have to give up the looking cool or the fitting in, because ultimately my goal and my purpose is to obey God and what He has for me more than pleasing my friends. Ultimately, though, we know this is hard. It's easy to say on here, but when we are faced with those negative peer pressures, when we are in that circumstance, it can be so hard, so difficult, and it can feel like there's no option. But we want you to know that we, as a sisterhood, the Girl Defined Sisterhood, are here to love you, to encourage you, to support you, to show you that no, you're not the only one making that decision. There are other people in the world that are striving to honor God, that are striving to please God over pleasing man. So in those moments when you're feeling like, is there anyone else? Hop onto YouTube here, hop onto our blog, girldefined.com, and start searching around. Get on our Instagram and say, okay, where's my sisterhood? Where are these other girls? I need some positive influences right now. I need some encouragement to be pushed in the right direction because I'm struggling and I need that support. We are here for you. We are in this battle together. We are here to encourage you to keep on the straight and narrow and really ultimately to choose to please God. We want to encourage you in that. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from us, you can subscribe to our channel below. And if you want to keep up with us on a more regular basis outside of Wednesdays, head over to our blog, girldefined.com.
Oh, George, I got it with my nose. Don't worry.
Do you have like medicine?
Good job, but you took all my lines.
I know, that was really my downfall.
Bad. Yes, that's gonna get you. You just did everything. You wrapped it all up at the end.
Oh, good. All right, thanks for watching.
Yep, bye, out. We even got the stroller with Dave Ramsey moms with the envelopes
I
in there.
know.
That was unexpected. It's like, wow.
Oh, y'all, look. Ready? Dun, 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 dun. Do it. Oh, yes. Okay, hopefully by now you have watched this video until the end, and if you haven't, don't go anywhere. You right there, do not turn this off, because we absolutely need you. This channel literally cannot be sustained without your support and your help. If you believe in the message and you genuinely are like, I want to see this continue on. I would be sad if this channel shut down and went away. If you want to see us keep going, then we ask you to come alongside of us, support this channel with just $1, $2, $3 a month. Head on over to patreon.com/girldefined. Click the link where you can support us and make sure that this message continues on.